Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Broadgin Fishing. It's going to be another Lessons from the Past Part 3 this time. So, now 1 year has passed since I've done these two Okies from the last two videos. This time I decided to fish the Cowboy Division, okay? The first year I first started, I didn't fish the Cowboy, which is actually my division here in Texas, because most of them were already over, and the Okie Division was still running. You know, they have kind of a little bit of a longer season. Cowboy Division starts a lot earlier just because of the different temperatures. You know, you can kind of get into fishing a little more earlier down here than you can up, especially in northern Oklahoma. So, there's still a few of those left on whenever I first started, so that's why I went with Okie instead of Cowboy. So this time I choose Cowboy. The one complaint I have about FLW in the Cowboy Division is everything is Sam Rayburn. Sam Rayburn, over and over again. I don't understand it. We have beautiful Great Lakes all around the state of Texas. I live on the west side of the Metroplex, basically of DFW in North Texas. So for me to drive to Sam Rayburn, it's almost the same as me going to most Oklahoma lakes. So, you know, I don't understand why they don't move it around. Like this year, the 2018 season, I think there's 4 on Sam Rayburn and then 1 on Toledo Bend. And if you know where Toledo Bend is, it's just right down the road from Sam Rayburn. So it's basically the same drive. So I mean, again, I don't get it. I mean, I've heard people talk about it, say that, you know, FLW just doesn't want to create a Louisiana division. So they have all the Cowboy Division really close to the Louisiana border. That way the Louisiana guys can come over and fish our Cowboy Division. That may be true, may not. I don't know. But anyways, moving on. So first Cowboy Division. I get to Sam Rayburn. I get signed up. You know, I get registered, get the pre-meeting, get paired up with my boater. I don't remember my boater's name this time, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't say it on here because I really don't have very much good to say about him in this story. This is where I found out how awesome my first boater was, because now I have a perspective, because this guy was terrible. At first, you know, when we first met that night of the pre-meeting or after the pre-meeting, he wasn't that bad. You know, I mean, he's an older guy. He's kind of quieter, and but he still, you know, seemed like an okay guy. Shook my hand, you know, normal guy. And that was about it. You know, I asked my questions. He didn't have a whole lot to say. He didn't have very good answers. He hadn't practiced or nothing, which is okay. You know, not all of us can practice. I mean, we got to drive. You know, you get off work, you know, on Friday, and you try to make it down there by 6:30 to sign in, basically. So it's no big deal. You know, I mean, I understand a lot of people can't practice, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's just the way life is. So, you know, again, he seemed like an okay guy. So he answered my questions fairly well, you know, and I was okay with that. Now, remember, this is the end of January, 1st of February here in Texas, so still cold, you know. But the pre-spawn, they're definitely in the pre-spawn, you know. Anyway, so we go back to the hotel course, you know, wake up the next morning, I meet up with this guy. We get lunch, we get a boat checked, everything like that. And it's 32 degrees, okay? So this time I think I got it mastered, you know. The last tournament I'd had in the late season, you'll see in the previous video, in the Okie Division at Eufaula, I was frozen, you know. So this time I learned my lesson. Plus I knew it was already, that morning I think when I woke up, I want to say it was 36, maybe 35. I mean, it's cold, you know. So basically I brought all my hunting gear, okay? So we're talking these guys here, which I've had for, I don't know, I've had these for years. Got them at Cabela's. Just some regular, you know, not super insulated or nothing, you know, bibs, basically. And, yeah, I've hunted in these for a long time, okay? So I brought these bibs, had pants on, and a pair of jogging pants, plus some insulated underwear underneath them. Then on my top, I had, again, another 4-layer, at least 4 layers, plus another jacket. Really thought I had it beat this time. I did. But, man, I was wrong. I got beat up again. We took off, and it was terrible. I mean, I felt like knives were stabbing me in the skull. That's how cold this wind was. And the wind, now, deer hunting, setting in a blind with this, I'm good. But you know, doing 65, 70 miles an hour across the water when the air temperature already is 37, and then when you're doing that, the wind chill had to be in the 20s. It was just shredding this. I mean, it was shredding my jogging pants underneath. The wind blew right through me like I wasn't even there, or like I was naked, like I wasn't even wearing anything. It was ridiculous. And again, and in my face, oh my God! I mean, it was really just like being stabbed in the head with knives. That's all. That's the only way I can explain it. It was crazy cold. So again, I lose, even though I'm layered up, thinking I have it whooped, you know, and that I'm actually ready this time. I found out real quick that morning, nope, fell again. So, anyways, moving on though. So that was another lesson I learned. And you know what? Before we move on, actually, I'll go ahead and go more into this. So, like I said in the previous one, it's all about gear. Okay, so after that one, that's when I learned my lesson. I was like, no more will this happen to me. Okay, I'm not going to be miserable no more. So when I say good gear, this is my go bag now. Okay, and I don't care what time of the year it is either. This bag comes with me always on the boat. I don't care. I will not be caught again. So good gear, I mean stuff like this. All right, so this is some Cabela's guide gear that is awesome, heavily insulated, big, thick thing. Now, you're going to feel encumbered a little, but it's worth it, okay? Because this thing, I mean, it even has knee pads in it. It's crazy insulated and just wind resistant, water resistant. Nothing can get through this, okay? Now these bibs, though, these Cabela bibs like this will cost you like $400 sometimes. Luckily, though, I found a sale, and I think I got them, I want to say, for about $180, which was really cool. So if you look around, especially coming into the first of spring, it seems like a lot of times these go on sale once we're out of the winter. Of course, don't buy them in the winter. You ain't going to find no good sale. But these are awesome bibs. I can't say enough about them. Got knee pads inside that you can take out, leave in, your choice. Got pockets all over them. And just, you know, heavily insulated. But the best thing is just, it's all about the Gore-Tex, you know. I don't know if you can see that, Gore-Tex. So that means it's wind resistant, it's rain, water resistant, you know, nothing can faze me now. From my top, I bought this jacket, which is an awesome jacket from Columbia. I actually found this in a, it was online on Kohl's, actually, and I didn't even get this at a sporting goods place. But they had a great sale on it. I think I still had to pay, it was 100 and something again, though. It was at least 160 or something. So, but again, it's Gore-Tex. It's heavily insulated. As you can see, it's lined with, it's actually a whole nother jacket inside. You can actually take this out and just wear this as a jacket, this suede kind of material here. And but it is also Gore-Tex, so it is wind resistant, rain resistant, everything. Okay, and I have got me a face shield now. Okay, so this is what I mean by not playing around. Don't play around with it. It will get you. Okay, but if you get this kind of gear, it's awesome. And in another video, I'll talk about my first tournament of this season, which was at Grand Lake of the Cherokees in Grove, Oklahoma. And I got to finally wear all this brand new stuff finally. And man, what a difference. I mean, it was awesome. So, anyway, moving on with the story, other things learned here. And again, like I said earlier in the video here, this is when I finally found out how good I've had it on my first one with Kelly Young. This guy, he just didn't care. And you're going to meet these guys. You know, you're going to meet these guys that just are in their own world. They don't give a flying crap about where you're located, how you're situated, if you have any castability whatsoever. They do not care. You know, this guy, basically what happened to us is at our first stop that morning, we got in there and he caught a little buck bass that for some reason was up there running around. I mean, we're still talking about pre-spawn, you know, but you know, there's always bass somewhere. You know, it just happens, you know, and that's what happened. He was flipping a jig and some buckbrush, caught a little buck bass, and that was it for him. In his mind, he thought, hey, that's a pattern. That's what we're doing. So all day long for 8 hours straight, that's all we did was just flipping brush and flipping mesquite trees and whatever else had fallen in, you know, any kind of brush, all shallow fishing. Again, like I said, this is like January, I want to say, it may have been February 2nd, but I feel like it was still January 31st for some reason. It was somewhere right in there. So you're talking in, and this is maybe Texas, but it's still cold, and they're still pre-spawn. You know, they're not up there yet. They're just not. And but in one bass does not make a pattern. It just don't. But again, this ain't. I can't say this to him because it's not my place. You know, I'm a co-angler. This is his boat, his rules, his game. So all day we were just shallow fishing. I mean, he got me into brush. I was getting hit in the face with brush. It was crazy. At one time, the whole back of the boat, I swear, I was like on the edge of the boat back here, trying not to fall off because I'm in so much brush. I couldn't cast. I couldn't do anything. Like I literally just had to reel my line in and just wait for a while until he got on around to another corner to where it opened up for me, you know. Now, in my head, of course, I'm thinking, you know, they're not up here. This is crazy. So any chance I had at some deep water, I would actually turn around and chunk back out this way instead of over here at the shore. You know, I'd actually try to find deep water that direction. But tough tournament. I mean, that was the only fish he ever caught all day. I, of course, never caught anything. And because basically I was just in the brush all day. And it was crazy, you know. But that's, again, you don't know who you're going to get. And sometimes you're finally going to meet a guy like this, a guy who, like I said, as far as he's concerned, you're not even back there. You know, he has to pick you up because that's the tournament rules, and he has to have a co-angler with him. But besides that, he doesn't acknowledge you. He doesn't care. You know, luckily I didn't get hung up at all that time, but I'm sure he would not have been one to go back either, because a lot of guys are like that too. They don't care if you get hung up. They'll just keep pumping the petroleum motor and they'll pop you off, you know. And sometimes I don't necessarily mind that as long as they do it for themselves, but a lot of times they don't do it for themselves. They get hung up, we're going in, you know, we're getting that lure back. So I think that's a little crappy, but, you know, it is what it is. Again, it's not our boats, guys. We're co-anglers. It's not. You know, we got no say-so over anything. So if you get that day and that guy, that just happens, you know. But the best thing I took from that, again, no fish. The only fish he caught was that one little buck bass on flipping some submerged timbers up in the shallows. And but I learned the gear. You know, that's when I was done. When I had all my deer hunting stuff on and it completely failed me, that's when I knew enough was enough, you know, and I had to get the real gear like I just showed you. And again, you know, you're going to end up, see, I still dropped, even on sale and bargain shopping as much as I could, you know, you're still looking at over $400 worth of gear, you know, and that's just the way it is. But again, also when I talk about my first season, my first tournament this season, I'll talk about how good it worked, because it really did. It was a whole different world, you know. And it's like, and you don't mind that $400 whatsoever when you're out there, and there ain't knives going in your skull, and the wind ain't cutting you like a knife. So you're totally comfortable with paying what you got to pay. So, anyways, until next time, guys, I hope this helped, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you later.